I'm show you a very very good puzzle. It's called Kenken that can help students to learn their math. In this way, you can see that there's 6 by 6. You could have different options. Actually, let's go back to maybe a smaller one. Go back. So you can pick. Let's see, we pick 3 by 3. That's pretty simple. Just use that, give you an idea. But I do recommend to use 6 by 6 or eventually 9 by 9. But here, just give you an idea. So when you have 3 by 3, so basically you have number 1 to 3 on each row and each column. And the thick border is called cage. And some cage only have one cell, in this case 3, so we know it's a 3. Some cage have 2, in this case 3 plus. What that means that is when you add the number in this cage, give you 3. So we know it has to be 1 and 2. So now we see the first row is 1, 2, 3. And we know this one, single cage, so have to be 2, so it's 2. And now we can see what's going on this one here. We already have 2 in this row, this column. So this 2 cannot be here. So it has to be here. And this is 1. Now we got 1, 2. Then we know this one has to be 3 because every column, every row has to have those 3 numbers. And now we know we have a 2 here. So what's left here has to be 1, 3. But 3 cannot be here because then we already have 3 here. So this one has to be a 1 and this will be a 3. So once we got that, we know this one has to be a 1 and this one be a 2. So now we got everything lined up. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we are done. So that's when it works when you're using, if you got printed out, so they can just work on hand. But they also can work on the computer. But definitely, I would recommend them to just get a piece of paper and work on hand because they also need to develop their fine motor skills. Okay, so now with that, we can actually go to a 6 by 6. So I do recommend do that, but you can use 3 by 3 to explain to your children. So this is 6 by 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each row and each column. And similarly, you can see cages. Some have 2, some have 3 cells, and some only have 1. So this is a single cage. So we always start with a single cage because we know exactly what number it is. So this is 2 here, this is 1 here, this is 3 here. Now, if we look at 3 plus, so it has to be 1 or 2. But we already got 1 here, so this has to be 2, and this will be 1. So we have that. We can just clean them up. And now we know the 11 plus has to be 5 and 6. We don't know where's that yet. We just leave that. And this one has to be 1, 2 because it's 3 plus. Now that gives us idea about this number because we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So this has to be a 4. Okay, and then here, this had to be 5 and 6. Okay, so eventually we're starting to fill that in. And we can also work on the 7 plus, because 7 plus had to be 6, 1, 5, 2, or 4, 3. But we have 1 already, so that's gone. We have 2, so that is gone. So only valid number has to be 4 and 3. Okay. That's how we work on. Then in this 11, we got 5 and 6. So we work out those 1 options. What else do we have? Mm. So then we're going to go by that row or column, which already has some numbers. For example, look at this 5 plus. It can 5 is 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3. That's the only two options. But we have 3 here already. So we did know this is had to be 1, 4. And with that, we can work on that. Because 8 plus is 6 plus 2, 5 plus 3, right? That's only all we have. So we cannot have 5 plus 3. So it's 6 plus 2, which means this one has to be a 5 and this one be a 4. So it makes things a lot easier for us because we already have other boxes to give us clue. And now if you look at what happens to here, we already have 1, 2, 4. So we know that limit the choices we can have or options. So 9 is 6, 3, or 5, 4, and that's all they have. But we got 4 here already. So it has to be 5 and 6 and 3, which means this has to be a 5 and this be a 6. So that make we can work those out. So let's clean up a little bit. Okay, so now let's do we got 1, 2 here. So this had to be a 6. This would be a 2. And that makes the top one easy here because we have 6 here. So that'd be a 5 and 6. And with that, we know this had to be a 5 and be a 6. Okay, now we got, what do we have? Then we can look at what's, this one has to be what? We already have 1, 2, 5, 6. So it had to be 4 and 3. That's pretty easy. And then the 6 plus is 5 plus 1 or 4 plus 2. Now we cannot have 3 plus 3 because we cannot have a duplicate, but we already have 2 on the top. So this one has to be 5 plus 1. And that gives us an idea about this cage. So this had to be a 4 and this would be a 1. And now we got 6 here, and which means this had to be a 3 and this would be a 6. So let's clean them up. And then we can look at that 9 plus. 9 plus is 6 plus 3, 5 plus 4, right? That's all the choice. We got 6 already. So happy 5 plus 4. And that makes the top one easy now. The choice has to be 2 and 3. But we got 2 here. So this had to be a 3 and this would be a 2. Okay. And with that, we know this one has to be a 1. Now 4 plus 1 is 5. So this would have to be a 3. Then that means this had to be a 4. This is a 3. And we know this one has to be a 1. And this would be a 2. And then things just falling to into place. So this is 4 and this is 3 and this is 5 and this is 1 and this is 4. Oh, sorry, this is 5. Top is 5, bottom is 4. 5 and 4. Then we can just work this out. We got 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 6 and it'd be 2. Now we have each row and each column only have 1 through 6. Okay, so you can either use a piece of paper to do that, or you can just using the computer, what's on the computer to do that. If you work on a tablet or a computer or something, you can use that. So this is just 2. you can just pick up 2 here. Okay, show that, and this will be 1. And this would be a 3. And what else? Okay, 11 is fine, 4 and 5. And so we have to be just guessing here, okay? So we just pick 5 and 6, okay? 5, oh, should be that. So this one is also 5 and 6. Okay, so it just, that's how they do that. I find it a lot easier just right in the middle, but that's how the program done. And this one is 5, 6. And also this one is 5 and 6. Okay. Now 1, we know has to be 1. Oh, this one, it will just disappear. Okay. Oh, that's not 1 and 2. All right, clear. 1 and 2. I have that. Then move on to other. So this is 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Oh, 5, 6. Okay. So we just move on. We're going to find what we can, things we can do. We got 1. Remember this 5 plus, we could be either has to be 2, 3 or 1, 4, but we have 3 here. So that had to be 1 and 4. So you can just click that. And now A plus. A plus, we know 6 plus 2, 5 plus 3. So this one has to be 6 plus 2. 6, 2. So we don't know where they are. 6, 2. Then that makes this easy. So we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We need 5. So that's just 5 here. And then that becomes 4. Once you have that, things just worked out. And you don't have, I mean, there is a different way of doing it. So that's the nice thing about it. It's just like in real life, you can do that in different ways. So similar here, you're going to have different way of solving the puzzle. Oh, what happened? So that should be 1 here. Why did it go back to that? Oh, okay. Because I have 1 here already. So this one can only take 2, so it won't take 1. That makes times easy. So we have that. 7 plus, we said it's either 6, 1, we cannot have that. We got 1. Or 5, 2, we cannot have that. So it would be 4 and 3. So we go 4, 3, 4, 3. Okay. And here it showed that we can only have 6 now because we have 2 here. So this would be a 6. That means this is going to be a 5. And this is a 6. And this is 2. We know that. And this is going to be 5. And this is going to be 6. And what else we have? So we got 1, 2, 5, 6, 3. So this had to be a 4. We know 9 has to be either 6, 3, 5, 4. We cannot have 5, 4, get 4 here. So it'd be 6, 3. Now 6 has to be here, 3 be there. So that means this would be a 5 and that'd be a 6. So once you got to this part, it become pretty quick. And we can do, well, we can try the A plus. So do a little bit different from last time. A plus is 6, 2, 5, 3. So it has to be 6 and 2. It's because we have 5 through already, which means here has to be 1, 1, 3 here. So we can figure out the rest before we come back to that. This one we has to be what? We're going to have 1, 2, 5, 6. So it'll be 3 and 4 here. We don't know where to go yet. So put 3 and 4. Oh, 3 and 4. Yeah. I'm not used to do this, so it takes me longer. But many of my students, they can just do that on computer pretty quickly. Okay, let's finish this up. We got 9. We know is 6, 3, or 5, 4. So we cannot do 6, 3. So it's 5, 4, 5, 4, and which means this one has to be a 1, cannot be 4 anymore, and this be a 4. Make things a lot easier for us. Then we know what's 6 plus. That be basically is 1, 5. So we cannot have 1 there. So there's 5 here, 1 here. So we know this would be a 4, and it'd be a 5, and this would be a 4, and this would be a 3. So things just worked out. 3 and 4, and we know top one is 1, 2, and 3. So it'd be 3 and 2, and this is 1 and 3, and this is 1, and that is 2. So we're done. Okay. All right. This actually is a pretty good exercise for especially for young kids when they're still learning how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. All right. Okay. I hope you'll like this and use that to help your children to learn arithmetic.